Hey everyone, it's Dr. Jess. What happens to your vagina when you don't have sex? It's a common concern. Will it shrink? Will it close up? Let's clear the air and get the facts straight. We'll discuss changes and how to maintain vaginal health. Knowledge is power. Stick around. Let's tackle some persistent myths. The ones that circulate online and among friends? We're going to debunk them right here, right now. One common myth is about the hymen. Some believe it regenerates if a woman doesn't have sex. This is completely false. The hymen is a thin membrane that may partially cover the vaginal opening. It can be stretched or torn through various activities. Another myth is that the vagina can close up from lack of use. This is simply not true. The vagina is a muscular canal and doesn't seal shut from inactivity. Think of it like not exercising your arm. It might become weaker, but it won't fuse together. These myths stem from a lack of understanding about female anatomy. It's time to put these misconceptions to rest. Your vagina is resilient and doesn't need constant sexual activity to stay healthy. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the myth in the vagina, the idea that if you abstain from sex, your hymen will magically regenerate. Ladies, I'm here to tell you that this is about as likely as finding a unicorn riding a bicycle. Your hymen, that thin, delicate membrane that may partially cover the vaginal opening, doesn't play a game of hide and seek with your sex life. Think of it this way. The hymen is like a delicate flower petal. It can be stretched, torn, or even remain intact through various activities. And just like a flower petal that's fallen away, it doesn't grow back. It's important to remember that the hymen is not a reliable indicator of virginity or sexual activity. There are many ways the hymen can be stretched or torn, including activities like tampon use, vigorous exercise, or even just natural bodily changes. So, if you've heard whispers about the hymen magically reappearing, consider this myth officially busted. Your hymen has better things to do than keep track of your sex life. Another persistent myth that deserves to be tossed out the window is the notion that your vagina will close up if you don't have sex for a while. This is about as accurate as saying your ears will seal shut if you don't listen to enough music. Your vagina, my friends, is a dynamic and resilient organ. It's made of muscle tissue, and just like any other muscle in your body, it needs regular exercise to stay strong and healthy, but it won't fuse shut if you take a break from sexual activity. Imagine if your biceps suddenly welded themselves together because you skipped a few workouts. Sounds absurd, right? The vagina is designed to stretch and contract, accommodating everything from menstrual flow to, yes, you guessed it, sexual intercourse. It's built for flexibility and change. While it's true that you might notice some changes in vaginal elasticity after a period of inactivity, we'll delve into those details later. For now, rest assured that your vagina won't suddenly stage a disappearing act. It's a resilient and adaptable part of your body. Section 3. Separating fact from fiction. Why these myths persist. Now, you might be wondering why these myths about the hymen and vaginal closure are so persistent. It's a great question, and it points to some deeper societal issues surrounding female sexuality. For generations, women's bodies have been subject to scrutiny, shame, and misinformation. We've been fed a steady diet of myths and half-truths, often designed to control and limit our sexual autonomy. These myths often stem from a place of ignorance and a lack of comprehensive sex education. When we don't have access to accurate information, it's easy for misinformation to take root and spread. The good news is that we're living in an age where women are increasingly empowered to question these outdated narratives and seek out accurate information about their bodies. By having open and honest conversations about sex and sexuality, we can dismantle these harmful myths and empower each other with knowledge and confidence. Section 4. Your body, your rules embracing sexual choice. Let's be clear, your body is your own, and you get to decide how you want to use it. Whether you're choosing to be sexually active, abstaining for personal or religious reasons, or simply navigating a period of inactivity, your choices are valid and should be respected. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to how frequently you engage in sexual activity. What matters is that you're making choices that feel good for you, both physically and emotionally. It's time to ditch the shame and judgment surrounding female sexuality. Section 1. Elasticity. Understanding the natural fluctuations. Let's talk about changes you might experience if you haven't been sexually active for a while. A common change is a slight decrease in vaginal elasticity. Elasticity is about your vagina's ability to stretch and bounce back, like a rubber band. Sexual activity helps maintain flexibility, like a workout for your vagina. Without regular use, it can lose some tone. You might notice mild tightness or discomfort during intercourse. This is usually temporary and nothing to worry about. With patience, lubrication, and gentle stretching, tissues regain elasticity. Listen to your body and respect its natural rhythms. Libido on a roller coaster, decoding the ups and downs. Libido, that wonderful and perplexing force, governs our desire for sex. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. Our libidos react differently to breaks from sexual activity. Some experience a dip, while others find their libido ramps up. It's like your body goes into energy-saving mode or craves intimacy more. It varies for everyone and can change over time. Pay attention to your body's signals and don't judge yourself. If concerned, reach out to your healthcare provider. Section 3. Dry spells and lubrication. Navigating the shifting sands. Let's talk about lubrication, that magical elixir that makes sexual activity more pleasurable and comfortable. Now, just like elasticity and libido, vaginal lubrication can also be affected by periods of sexual inactivity. Don't worry, it's not as dramatic as it sounds, and it's definitely not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's simply your body adapting to its current state. Think of it like this. When you're sexually aroused, your brain sends signals to your blood vessels, causing them to dilate and increase blood flow to the genital area. This increased blood flow stimulates the vaginal walls to produce lubrication, creating that slippery, pleasurable sensation. However, when you haven't engaged in sexual activity for a while, your body might need a little more time to get those lubrication factories up and running. You might notice that things feel a little drier than usual, especially during the initial stages of arousal. This is perfectly normal and nothing to be ashamed of. The good news is that there are simple and effective ways to address vaginal dryness, and we'll delve into those in just a moment. But first, let's explore the emotional side of things and how sexual inactivity can sometimes impact our overall well-being. Section 4. Emotional well-being. Recognizing the mind-body connection. Okay, we've talked about the physical changes that can occur when you're not sexually active, but what about the emotional side of things? Believe it or not, sex and intimacy play a significant role in our emotional well-being. It's not just about physical pleasure, it's about connection, intimacy, and feeling good in our own skin. When we engage in sexual activity, our brains release a cocktail of feel-good hormones including endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin. These hormones work their magic, reducing stress, boosting mood, and fostering feelings of closeness and bonding with our partners. So it's no surprise that when we take a break from sexual activity, we might experience some emotional shifts. Some people might feel a little more on edge, while others might notice a dip in their mood or a sense of loneliness. It's important to remember that these feelings are perfectly normal, and they're not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's simply your body's way of adapting to the changes in your routine and hormone levels. The good news is that there are plenty of ways to nurture your emotional well-being, even during periods of sexual inactivity. Now let's delve into the fascinating interplay between sexual activity and overall well-being. It's no secret that sex can have a profound impact on our physical health, but did you know that it also plays a crucial role in our mental, emotional, and even spiritual well-being? It's true. Think of it this way. Our bodies are intricate ecosystems, with every part interconnected and influencing the others. When we engage in sexual activity, whether it's solo exploration or partnered intimacy, we tap into this powerful mind-body connection. We experience a surge of feel-good hormones like endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin, which have a ripple effect throughout our entire system. Endorphins, our natural painkillers, flood our brains, leaving us feeling euphoric and relaxed. Dopamine, the reward hormone, surges, making us feel happy, motivated, and connected. And oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone, promotes feelings of trust, bonding, and emotional intimacy. These hormonal shifts not only enhance our mood in the moment, but also contribute to our overall sense of well-being over time. Think of it like making regular deposits into your well-being bank account. Each intimate encounter contributes to a growing sense of happiness, resilience, and emotional balance. So, when we talk about the benefits of sex, we're not just talking about physical gratification. We're talking about nourishing our minds, bodies, and spirits as a whole. Let's dive into the emotional and mental benefits of sexual activity. One significant perk is stress reduction. Sex releases endorphins, combating stress hormones like cortisol. It also provides a mental break, helping us unwind and be present. Beyond stress reduction, sex boosts self-esteem and body image, celebrating our sensuality. What about times when we're not sexually active? Even during dry spells, we can nurture well-being through activities like exercise, nature, and creative passions. Self-care, including sleep and healthy eating, remains crucial. When to seek support during sexual inactivity. If experiencing persistent distress or low mood, reach out to a friend, therapist, or healthcare provider. Rule out medical conditions that might impact libido and well-being. Addressing anxiety about resuming sexual activity. It's natural to feel a mix of emotions when stepping back into intimacy. Approach this transition with self-compassion and patience. Communication is key in resuming sexual activity. Have open, honest conversations with your partner about expectations and concerns. Sharing vulnerabilities strengthens your bond. Listen to your partner's perspective as well. Easing back into intimacy gradually. Start with small, intimate gestures to reconnect. Create a sense of safety and comfort. Gradually incorporate more intimate activities, communicating needs along the way. Reclaiming sexual autonomy. Your sex life is your business and no one else's. Embrace your choices and break free from societal shame. Normal is a myth. Your sexual needs and desires are unique and ever-changing. Embrace the diversity of human sexuality. Your sexual journey is an exploration. Approach each chapter with curiosity and self-compassion. Trust your intuition and celebrate your sexuality on your terms. Addressing medical conditions affecting vaginal health. Vaginismus and vulvodynia can impact your sex life but are treatable. Seek appropriate treatment for these conditions. Shedding light on vaginal atrophy. Vaginal atrophy is common and treatable, especially during menopause. Sexual activity helps maintain vaginal health, but solutions are available for discomfort. We've covered a lot of ground today. From debunking myths and exploring the natural fluctuations in our bodies to understanding the potential impact of medical conditions. And if there's one takeaway I want you to leave with, it's this: listen to your body. Your body is incredibly intuitive and constantly communicating with you, sending subtle and sometimes not so subtle signals about what it needs. Pay attention to those whispers of wisdom, and don't hesitate to seek professional guidance when something feels off. Whether you're experiencing persistent discomfort, unusual discharge, changes in your menstrual cycle, or simply have questions or concerns about your vaginal health, reaching out to a healthcare professional is always the right course of action. Remember, you are your own best advocate, and you deserve to have your concerns heard, validated, and addressed with care and expertise. Don't let fear, shame, or embarrassment prevent you from seeking the care you need. Your health and well-being are paramount, and there are skilled and compassionate healthcare providers out there who are dedicated to helping you thrive. Remember, this video is intended for informational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. So there you have it, beautiful souls. We've journeyed through the ins and outs of vaginal health, debunked those pesky myths that love to swirl around women's bodies, and explored the real changes that can occur when you're not sexually active, whether by choice or circumstance. The most important message I want to leave you with is this: your body is your own, and your sexual journey is uniquely yours to define. Whether you're embracing a season of celibacy, navigating the ebbs and flows of a long-term relationship, or simply taking a break from the dance of intimacy, your choices are valid, and they deserve to be free from shame or judgment. Remember, there's no right way to experience your sexuality. What matters most is that you're listening to your body, honoring your needs, and making choices that feel aligned with your values and desires. Embrace the freedom that comes with owning your sexual narrative. Celebrate the incredible resilience and adaptability of your body. And remember that you are not defined by how often or how infrequently you engage in sexual activity. You are a beautiful, complex, and ever-evolving being, and your sexuality is just one facet of your magnificent self. So go forth, embrace your body, and own your choices with confidence and joy. I hope this video has empowered you with knowledge, dispelled any lingering anxieties, and sparked a renewed sense of appreciation for your amazing body. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we understand about our bodies, the better equipped we are to make informed decisions about our health and well-being. But the conversation doesn't end here. I want to hear from you. Have you ever encountered these myths about vaginal health? What are your biggest takeaways from this video? Share your thoughts, experiences, and questions in the comments below. Let's create a supportive and empowering space for each other to learn, grow, and break down those outdated taboos surrounding female sexuality. And remember, you're never alone on this journey. There are countless resources available to support your sexual health and well-being. Don't hesitate to reach out to trusted healthcare providers, therapists, or sexual health educators if you have questions, concerns, or simply want to explore this aspect of your life further. Thank you for joining me on this empowering adventure. And until next time, embrace your body, celebrate your sexuality, and live your most vibrant life.